Hello everybody, and welcome to your next tutorial on making a platformer using Sfml 1.6. So let us continue on what we have done. So now we've finished this input manager, or so we think. We finished that. So now we're going to try and utilize it. So now we're going to go to gamescreen.h, and as we know, protected members are available to those who inherit from this class. So what we're going to do is we're going to include the input manager class, and we're going to create an instance of the input manager. We'll call it input, and therefore our splash screen and our title screen will have it. Okay. So what we want to call first is we want to call input dot update. And for our events, what we're gonna do, what we should do now is that we should make our updates taking an event. So event, and so therefore our splash screen and everything has to do that. So let's copy this and let's just paste it. So paste it here in our gamescreen.cpp. Title screen.h, we paste it in there. Title screen.cpp, we paste it in there. Splash screen.cpp, we paste it in there. And where's our splash screen.h? We paste it in the update as well. Okay, so we got all that done. For the update, we just have to plant it in there, and that is fine. So then we're gonna say if input dot key pressed, and we're gonna test out the way with the vectors. So we're gonna add in a vector of ints, and you know what, we'll add this to the GameScreen class, GameScreen.h, since more than one class is gonna use this. So in the protected section, we're gonna add in our std vector of ints, and it's going to be called keys. Okay, so in our splash screen, for our load content, we're going to say that keys.pushback, we're going to say sf key enter. Is the enter key not in here? Okay, I guess not. So let's say Z. Okay, and we'll say keys dot pushback sf key space, or it's probably return or something. Return, yeah. Okay, so we got our two things in there. And for unload content, what we want to do is we want to call the return the unload content from the base class. So we know that they're inheriting from the keys, so we want to be able to call keys.clear. And in gamescreen.h, what else do we have in there? We have our input. So I don't know if this would work, but let's see if we can set input to null. Okay. So all we have to do in splash screen.h is we just have to call gamescreen unload content, and then it will unload all our content for us that we need, that we used. So if we call key press, and we're gonna put in keys in there. So if they press any of the two keys, if they press Z or enter, this is what we want to call. So we're gonna call screen manager get instance add screen, and since this is a splash screen, we're gonna change to the title screen. Okay, and everything remains the same. So let's go to the title screen too, and let's just copy this code, and we're gonna paste this in right here, but we're gonna transfer to the splash screen if we press the enter key or if we press the Z key. And if we go back to splash screen.cpp, just gotta copy these two pieces of code, and plant it in the load content method as well. And for the unload content, we can call game screen unload content. Okay. So if we go back to our main.cpp, we can get rid of this code right here, and let us try to see if that will work for us. So we got some errors right now. So we did not include Sfml in our InputManager.h, so we need to include Sfml graphics.hpp. So let's try and run this. So we got another error. Well, first and foremost, what we need to do is, if we go to ScreenManager.cpp, the Screen Manager, we gotta change something in Screen Manager. We gotta go to ScreenManager.h, and we have to add in the SF event, and we have to add that to the CPP file as well, since now the screen's taken updates now, and put an event in there. So let's see if that changed anything. So we still get an error, and it says expected primary expression before that. Well, I could see, even though our program hasn't run yet, I could see a problem. The problem is with our event system. What we're also gonna have to do, which sucks, but for our update, we're gonna have to add in something else. So we're gonna have to add in a render window and put an ampersand window, add in the update here, and we're gonna say that actually we can excuse that. I think I found a workaround to the problem. Just thought about it, and I think I have a workaround. So let's leave it as the way it was before. But we still got to figure out what this problem is right here. But I would pause this and I'll figure it out. Okay, well, one problem was easy. I had a square brace instead of a curly brace, but we still got one more error to figure out. It's right over here. So I am converting from an integer to a SF key code, right? So this is the problem. So what I'll do right here is, let's say SF key code and key. I don't know if it'll accept that, but let's see if it accepts that. Okay, so it does accept that, so we got to do that for this as well. So SF key code, and let's just copy this, and you could probably do that for all of these as well. So one more problem. Okay, so this one should be simple. It's just in my splash screen.h, I don't have the title screen included, so it's got to include title screen, and I think vice versa as well. So if I go to title screen.h, I need to include the splash screen since we're transferring to the splash screen. Okay, so now let's see if this time it finally works. Okay, so Screen Manager has not been declared in splash screen. Okay, so we need to include screen manager .h, and let's check the title screen as well, so include screen manager. And screen manager has both of them, so we probably wouldn't even have to incorporate this right here, but let's just see. So last but not least, for our updates, so now our update, we need to pass in the events, and let's see if it'll work. And the input null doesn't work, like I said from before. It might work, might not. Okay, so finally we got it up and running. So let's click the enter key, changes back and forth, and as you can see, there is a problem with it. So let's run it one more time. Let me click the Z key, and there still is a problem, right? So if you notice, when you press the key, it's fine until you click another key, right? And I'm pretty sure I know what the problem is, and but we will address that problem in the next tutorial. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching, and bye.